When we first heard that Tiger Woods had declined a 9-figure contract from the Saudi-backed LIV Golf tournament, we were absolutely shocked. It's evident that they are willing to throw some serious money around to get the biggest names in golf. There is no doubt that the PGA Tour is the biggest golf event in the world. There is nothing that comes close to matching the level of competition and entertainment of the PGA. However, new tours such as LIV Golf, backed by Saudi Arabia, are being aggressively pushed to compete against the more established PGA Tour. In an interview with Ken Babb of the Washington Post, LIV Golf CEO Greg Norman was heard saying that Tiger Woods was offered an enormous deal. Norman said that the offer was mind-blowing and jaw-dropping, totaling $1 billion. This would have been a huge coup for the LIV Golf Tour, but unfortunately, Woods turned it down. It's unclear if the tour will be successful without Woods, but one thing is for sure, it has certainly made headlines. When we said that only someone like Tiger Woods could turn down a 9-figure contract, we meant it. Though it sounds like the deal of a lifetime, money isn't new for Tiger. Tiger Woods has been playing golf at the very top for many years, and his endorsements and off-court deals have kept him financially comfortable. In fact, over his 26-year professional journey, Tiger has managed to accrue over $1.5 billion. It's safe to say that this latest deal is just another example of the generosity that he often receives. The golfing legend had the option to earn more than half of his career earnings through a single contract, but probably declined it for personal reasons. It's possible that he didn't want such a life-altering amount of money altering his lifestyle or career goals. Greg Norman deserves some credit for his efforts to get the LIV Golf Tour off the ground. He was willing to invest $1 billion to make it happen. While many professional golfers have signed deals to play on the new tour, none of them come close to what Tiger was offered. Loyalty to the PGA Tour is important. Loyalty to the PGA Tour. Tiger Woods declined a $1 billion contract for a single reason: loyalty. He felt it was more important to remain loyal to his existing sponsors. This decision shows how much he values loyalty and is willing to sacrifice financial gain for it. Woods has stated that he isn't particularly interested in new tours if the topic of discussion is money. He thinks there's plenty of it out there. However, if you're into legacies, big sporting events, opportunities, and historical comparisons, then the PGA Tour is a place to be. The fact that Tiger is interested in leaving behind a legacy is the main reason why he's so loyal to the PGA Tour. It makes sense that the LIV Golf Tour is a new event in the golf world. There is a lot of money to be made, but no one really knows whether the tour will take off. Signing a couple of big names doesn't necessarily mean a good tour. The tour needs to have more than just big names to be successful. There needs to be a good structure, interesting events, and good prize money. Otherwise, it will just be another failed golf tour. The feeling of playing in a legacy tour like the PGA has a different ring and feel to it. Signing Tiger Woods would have changed the landscape of the sport and made the tour more competitive. This could explain why Greg Norman was not afraid to spend $1 billion on Tiger Woods. It's important to remember that the largest offer Tiger received was for $100 million, which is significantly less than what Norman ultimately offered. This could be seen as a statement of faith in Woods' abilities by Norman. We're not saying it was a small amount, but it was peanuts compared to what Tiger was offered. Greg knew what could make the tour successful, but he failed to make it a reality. At the end of the day, you can put a price tag on everything. Loyalty is something that cannot be bought, and kudos to Tiger for staying true to his legacy. He is an example of what it means to be loyal, and this is something that is very commendable. What's really happening? Even though Tiger Woods may want to play in the LIV Golf Tour, he won't be able to. PGA Tour Commissioner Jay Monahan said that any player who decides to play for the LIV Golf Tour might be suspended or even banned from playing golf altogether. This means that not only would Woods be unable to compete in the tour, but he also wouldn't be able to play golf at all. At the inaugural event for the LIV Golf Tour in London, Jay even denied releases for players to go clubbing. This is either because the PGA Tour has never faced such a strong competitor before, or because everyone hates Greg Norman and the LIV Tour. We're not sure which one it is. The management team at LIV has been working extremely hard although it does help when you can buy your way out of difficult situations. For example, record holder Jack Nicklaus was offered over $100 million by the Saudis to do jobs similar to what Greg is doing. Even though most players have held their loyalty to the PGA Tour, it's clear that the money is a huge factor in Nicklaus's decision. The rivalry between golfers Jack Nicklaus and Greg Norman is heating up. Nicklaus stated that LIV is nothing special. Norman came back with a statement calling him a hypocrite. He also took aim at Rory Mclroy for saying that LIV is nothing to get excited over. It will be interesting to see how this rivalry plays out in the future. The CEO of LIV, Greg Norman, has said that Rory has been brainwashed by the monopolist PGA. He also said that anyone who takes a shot at the new tour had better be ready to take a few hits in return. This makes us wonder how the dynamics would have changed if Tiger had said yes. In other related news, there is talk of a Rebel League forming. The Rebel League. So at this stage, anyone who wants to play in the LIV League is being considered a rebel. But we think that being called a rebel is a small price to pay when compared to the $280 million that Phil Mickelson just accepted. Back in February, Mickelson had this to say about his decision. "I'm excited about it. I think it's going to be a great challenge for me. We couldn't agree more. It's going to be very exciting to see how he does in the LIV Tour." The six-time major winner took to Twitter and first criticized the PGA. He said that the PGA was a joke and an embarrassment to our sport. He then took a shot at the Saudi backers of the LIV Tour, saying that they were the most corrupt people in the world. His comments on the Saudi backers landed him in some serious trouble, as many people accused him of racism and bigotry. However, he defended his comments, saying that he has a right to freedom of speech. He called them scary, referring to their horrible record on human rights. However, it's possible that he knows something we don't, and his comment wasn't too serious. In any case, we're guessing that the amount of money they offered him wasn't too impressive compared to the $280 million Phil Mickelson turned down. And now it looks like he made a mistake, as other golfers are choosing to compete in the PGA instead of LIV. Backfired. Recently, Kevin Na, who has had 450 starts in the PGA, announced his retirement from touring to join the Saudi-backed LIV. Although we're unsure of how much he's being paid, it's definitely a large sum, since it made him retire from the PGA. We think that Jay Monahan has something to do with this deal, due to the subtle threats put forward. Retiring from the PGA was one of the hardest decisions that Kevin ever had to make. However, he felt he had no choice, due to the current policies in place that do not allow him to exercise his rights as a professional golf player. In other words, Kevin is saying that he will not sit around and be controlled by Jay's threats. Instead, he will go where there's money and opportunity. When put in this light, it doesn't sound so bad. Tiger Woods' strong opinion. Some players are never going to have the experience of playing in major championships if the R&A gets its way, Woods said. "I think they've turned their back on what has allowed them to get to this position. We don't know that yet, but some players are never going to get the opportunity to play in a major championship, walk the fairways at Augusta National, home of the Masters, or here at St. Andrews," he said. "The R&A has its opinions, its rulings, and its decisions," Wood said. "Greg has done some things that, in my opinion, are not in the best interest of our game. Going back to the most historic and traditional venue in our sport is the right thing to do." What do you think? Was Tiger Woods doing the right thing by declining a $1 billion contract? Can the LIV Golf Tour take on the PGA? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. And if you like crazy stories about Tiger Woods, you need to click on this video right here to learn about the secrets to Tiger Woods' almost fatal car crash. So hey, what are you waiting for? This video is over here. So click it. Just click it, man.